now that we've covered a little bit about scenes, let's go ahead and talk about transitions. Now, transitions we've talked about are, in the traditional nomenclature, just how you move from one look to the next using preview and program. This kind of combines all the things that happen with stingers and that A/B mix that we're used to, and it's nice to see that in transitions we can actually stack transitions so that each layer gets their own treatment. I can also create different transitions, as many as I want really, and I can manipulate every single item within that. So I have one layer called DSK1 just for my own nomenclature, which is going to be like my graphics input, so I can bring that in and out. I can also have a layer just for bug, which is going to be in and out of my main layer here, and then I also have an A/B transition for my background, which is just going to be my background layer. So that right now has just been defined as 100 frames long, star wipe, which is just kind of fun. There's this whole bank of transitions within that's already built in the software. It's good to know that, like, since the background is an A/B bus type thing, we need to make sure that we're within this section of transition options that we have here. So we have a variety of DVE, options, which we've been so accustomed to. I can also stack. What you just saw is a stacked transition. So I can, anytime you drag and drop a new transition on it, it's gonna multiply, or it's gonna be in addition to whatever was on before. So there was a DVE push plus a star wipe happening at the same time, which is sort of fun. But say I just want to do like a wipeout, a wipe double swipe, I think that's what it's called. That's what it's going to do there, which is fun. So all sorts of things. And again, we can manipulate the transition and the offset. So meaning that when I go into auto, it's going to wait and then it's going to start the transition and then run it the rest of the time. So I'm going to go ahead and go to mix. I can just let that be offset at 0. So you can see that, like, when I do transition from the bug, which you can see in the upper left hand corner in preview, that's what's going to show up next. So I'm going to go ahead and press auto, and the draft logo starts showing up first, and then the transition happens at the same time. So there's the ability to manipulate the timing of each thing. As you can see in the offset settings below here, you can see that as the transition progresses, the wipe on the background won't happen until a third of the way through. I can also use the fader here to walk myself through what that transition is going to look like as it proceeds. So I can preview the timing of it so that if I need to change the background at a certain time when the bug shows up or what have you, those things are, I don't have to run it a million times to figure that out. It's on a scale of 0 to 100, so you can guess. So if the whole transition is 100 frames long and, the wipe starts, 27% of the way in, I know it's gonna be 27 frames late to when the bug starts appearing. And the reverse can also happen where I can say, well, I don't want the length, I only want the length of it to last, 27% of what its original is. So the transition can happen faster than the fade in. So there's some sort of compounding, manipulation you can do there. That is all to say that there's a lot of flexibility within this, and you can also create transitions for each layer, as you can see by default here. So there's like a background, and then there's a mix for the DSK, which is just being used as a graphics thing. And I can also just say, hey, I want to just bring the bug in and out. I have a separate transition for that too, which makes it really quite handy when it comes to being able to have individual control over all your different layers on the fly. So that's a little bit about transitions. Thank you so much for watching this Kairos 101 tutorial.